So this new Forge Pass looks very interesting. Let's talk about it. I was personally super excited for this one. I would definitely say right off the bat that out of all of the Forge Pass item sets, I think this one places at the same rank as Bolster set. I would definitely say that if you spend any type of money in this game at all, then Bolster and Righteous set, you want to get the Forge Passes on it every time. This one of course will be very good for PvE as well. Most players are not farming Ice Golem, or hardly anyone is farming it, and Resist 2 base set is pretty rare to get. The only other place where you could get it is from the Bommal, but then you will have to skip Dark Fae, which is the best boss that there is on Doom Tower, so you definitely don't want to skip on Dark Fae. And yeah, you want to get this one. It's good for Hydra and all types of PvP, but it will also be very good in Arena, or I would say excellent actually. First of all, it's only 2% less than Speed set. Let me show it to you. And on somebody like me, for instance, I don't have a lot of Speed set. This is the only piece that I have that is triple roll in Speed set, which is of course very good piece and I use it. But this set is only 2% less than the Speed set, and you will get tons of it. There is very good chance that you will get triple rolls in Speed, or maybe a pseudo triple or quad where you have all of the rolls in Speed and Resistance. And these kind of pieces are not just good for something like Arbiter, like a speed booster, but or PvE champions like, I don't know, Krisk or whatever support that you use on Hydra. But in Live Arena and Classic Arena, this will be very good set. Many players will combine it with 4-piece Stone Skin on Resistance builds on Revivers or other kind of supports. One champion that I use that comes into my mind is building my Helicat in 4-piece Stone Skin and 2-piece this. I could build it in Resistance and fast, or just fast, and get the speed out of this, because it will be almost as good as Speed set just with pure speed. But for basically all kinds of Resistance builds that you might consider for Arena, I think this will be top tier set. I think this will basically be better than Speed set in the endgame type of content. For instance, if you happen to have Yumeko, I think building a fast Resistance Yumeko in 6-piece of this set will be super insane. Generally, people run fast lockouts in Live Arena, and like just champions and supports in general, and the lockouts are not gonna be high accuracy. So if you have Yumeko that is slower than enemy lockout, but faster than their nukers, and is able to resist the enemy lockout, it could be incredibly devastating against them. And I'm sure there is many other champions that you could use this on. Just on any kind of revivers. I mean, I did make the video basically dissing Resistance and saying that it's not as good as people think, but that's not because Resistance is bad if you're able to do it. The issue is that Resistance is so hard to pull off, and if you try to gear a champion in Resistance, you will sacrifice speed and tankiness. And at least with this set, it's very accessible, so there is high likelihood that you can get very good pieces on it, and it will give you both speed and resistance. And we often talk about the fact that of course many item sets have different kinds of effects, and it's kind of hard to compare them because of that. But if we talk about sets just purely stat-wise, there is no other set in the game that is anywhere as good as this one. The second best one, that used to be the best one in the past, is of course Perception set. And that's because it gives you 40 accuracy and 5% speed, which is a lot of stats and nothing else comes even close. But this is basically just a direct upgrade to that one. You get 5% more speed and you basically get the same amount of resistance. And I would honestly say that at this point you want resistance sets way more than accuracy, because if you are a long time player, or even if you're not super long time player, let's say that you played the game for 1 or 2 years, like still a decent amount but not from the start, even in that case you probably have a good amount of perception gear, so this is something that you will have way more need for. Let's look at my champions and think who I might build on this one. Like, of course, the typical ones is that you might build any revivers. So one issue that you will come with this one is that in live arena you will of course meet a lot of sci-fi. And I guess you will have the same interaction with Harima as well. But the sci-fi A1 sleep cannot be resisted, so this will not work against this issue, which is a very common one. But you can try to counter this with UDK or building the champion in 4-piece stone skin and 2-piece what was it called? Not Guardian set, but Righteous set, yeah. Those are the issues that you might encounter with this set, but otherwise I think it's looking to be one of the best sets in the game. Maybe the best 2-piece set, honestly. I mean, some other sets like Stone Skin or Lethal, or maybe even Cruel, I would say that it's probably on the same level as Cruel, but on a tier higher than almost any other set. Most other sets won't be comparable to this one. Of course, it's my subjective opinion and we will see how it goes, but I'm pretty confident that it will play out this way. But if we look at my champions, for instance, I guess both of these, it will be very interesting to gear this Helicat in 4-piece Stone Skin and 2-piece Righteous and make it very fast. That way the enemy Sifis and other CC champions won't be able to CC it before it takes a turn. And if you have really good gear, you might even be able to gear him in resistance, but even if it's just for speed, it is still almost as good as speed set, and it will be way easier time to get triples and quads in it. But other one that I think I might just change the build on my Cardiel, that might be very good 6-piece set on Cardiel, or maybe 4-piece Stone Skin and 2-piece Righteous. But if I were able to gear this Cardiel in resistance and high speed, I think that would be very good build, and you might be able to counter something like Warlords pretty well with Cardiel, for instance. Like a tactic that used to be kind of popular at one point is that you run double candy with resistance Cardiel, and that way you can even fight Warlord teams, and maybe you will be able to do something like this on your account. It will work with Initve as well. Of course, Initve does way less damage, but if he's able to kill the enemy nuker like Georgit, who is very squishy, before it takes a turn, then it's usually just game over at that point. I'm thinking, is there anything else that would be very interesting in this? Yeah, on my account, I don't think other than, of course, Kaimar. Like, I will definitely regear my Kaimar in this set. And the revivers. I'm sure there's many other ones that you could consider, but these are the main ones that come into my mind on my account. And if we quickly take a look at the set, I would say that, I mean, you definitely want to craft it with speed or resistance charms. There is no other way about it. It will probably be kind of up to you, and most people have way more speed charms than they have resistance. I think many people in this game have basically never used their resistance charms. But yeah, I think both will work. Of course, if you use speed charm, then it won't help with boots. And if you use resistance charm, it won't help with chest if you're trying to use resistance chest. But other than that, I think they're basically equal. But maybe if you're trying to get the speed pieces more than hard resistance pieces, maybe you will go with the speed charm, and maybe if it's the other way, then you will go with the other one. But other than that, I think it's pretty equal. And one thing I would say that is common misconception. Let's say that you build this set with speed charm and whatever piece you're trying to craft, but let's say that you roll boots. Having the speed charm on it won't reduce the chance to get speed main stat boots. That's one misconception that many people have, but it's been confirmed that the item type is decided first and then is the substat. So the charm is not gonna hurt your chances in getting speed boots. But yeah, that's about it. I will definitely buy this set myself, and good luck for everyone with the rolls that you get on this.